And again, welcome back to Crazy Bill's Garage. So I can bring to you another oil filter. New AC Delco. This is a PF47E. So, this one I bought thinking I haven't done a good old AC Delco in a while. So I decided, well, let me take this one and let's see if I can get a nice one done here. Now, bringing this to you from my lovely sunroom again, and it's nice and sunny here, I gotta say. And this is one I always liked AC Delco. I find them to be quite simple and decently made. Usually most of them are made by Champ Labs, but I've seen some that have been made by others. We're going to give her a weight here, and we're on grams here. So 195.3, or let's see here, 6.889 ounces. That's not a bad weight, is it? And it sure is a nice filter, isn't it? It's got everything here, made in the USA, and there's a number on top here. Hard to see it though. There, let me see if I can get a tilt on it here. The windows in here make it very bright, so it's hard to check them out. Now I know I've covered this filter a few times in the past, but I kind of like these. So let me get to it here. We weighed it. Now let us take a look. This is very thick, and well, there's a lot of rubber in there to make sure it seals quite well with the filter onto the mounting surface. So yes, that is that. And I know I'm going to have to cut it open. So I got this, which is my opener. This isn't the usual day I cut these open. I usually do it a few days ahead. I'm a full week ahead right now. Man, I'm just, trying to get some of these done before I run into time constraints, because I got holidays coming up. Well, I'm not on holidays yet. I don't think this is going to be super thick. Should start snapping real soon. I didn't even read the information I have on this filter. There we go. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Gutter cut open. Put that away. We'll put that down there. And I'm going to grab my information. Now, first flip it over. The AC Delco PF47E oil filter. Burst pressure of 200 psi. Rubber anti-drainback valve. Yeah, that's fine. 98% efficiency at 25 to 30 microns. Thick rubber sealing gasket. Flow rate is 3 gallons per minute, or 11.4 liters per minute. Cellulose filtration. Micron rating of 30. Thread size, 18 millimeter times 1.5. And no, this does not have a bypass valve. So there you go. The filter this fits on, or the vehicle this fits on, obviously has an internal bypass built into the engine oil passages. So there we go. Taking a look at her. That is quite a smaller threaded hole in the middle. But what are you going to do, right? And we have multiple inlet holes, even though it always has this plate. They seem to have this plate. And then the inlet holes here. Don't know why that is. Must be just the way they're built. Very weighty, very nice, I must say. And here we go with the rubber. Yep, rubber anti-drain bag valve. That's not too bad either. And what else do we have here? We have this. We have the spring with, there's no bypass valve. And the casing, which I am going to measure to see how thick that is. Okay. I gotta get it just right here. 0.35. Gotta get it just right or she won't measure right. It's not long enough, eh? We're gonna go with 0.35 because that's where I was able to get her. It's just not long enough to fit my tool in there. It's pretty good, not too bad. We have an E-core. I forgot to mention that. There is an E-core. They say that is 1.5 times stronger than steel, the E-core. I don't know if that's true, but this thing, pretty strong. These E-cores are really strong and have great flow characteristics. Yes, I like E-cores. Let's take a look here at the filtration. Yeah, that's decent. It comes together right here. Not too bad. But let me count the pleats. So we have 62 pleats. That's quite a few pleats on here, but I see it's not, you know, there's a lot of pleats, but it's not, they're not as deep as some other filters. So I'm hoping that will still make up a very good length for filtration. And as you noticed, it has the felt tops. Still make these with the felt tops, sonically welded. So, sorry, there's no super knife on these sonically welded ones. It's just so much easier just to rip them off. And these are quite strong. These are stronger than those fiber boards, and they don't come apart like a fiber board and gluing system that they use. And as you can see, these things are stuck on here. Man, I'm having trouble getting this one off. Might have to use the knife. Nope, I ripped this one. That's my fault. You know what? I'm going to use the knife to cut her. I am using the knife. So here we are. Super knife to the rescue. And you know what? Let me measure first something. Okay, I was just measuring right here. It's 2 inches. Exact. 2 inches. Super knife again. Super knife will cut the rest of this off in a timely fashion. And then I can, you know, there we go. Man, that thing is sonically welded on there like insane, if you notice that. And here's the E-cores. Man, these things are insanely strong. Wow. Can't dent those. And here's the filtration. Just your normal cellulose. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Feels pretty good in the hand. AC Delco, this is the way they've been making them for years. I don't see anything wrong with them. I do have another AC Delco to bring you in the future, though. It's the higher end one. So that one will be totally fabulous. Well, at least we hope it will. Okay, let me pull this apart here. Yes, and I'm going to measure how thick the filtration is. Since this thing has a flow rate of 3 gallons per minute, that's insane. So, with 3 gallons per minute, I believe it said there, Let's see how thick this stuff is. 0.69 of a millimeter. Let me just double check that. 0.70, 0.69 of a millimeter. Yeah, that is pretty well. That's not super thin, but that is thin. You know, it's pretty strong stuff though. Wow. Hard to pull apart when she's dry. So I'm going to get a measurement out of this. We already know the width is 2 inches or 5 centimeters. And we will next get a measurement of how long it is. So we got a measurement of 46 inches long, 117 centimeters, 2 inches width at 5 centimeters. So according to me, that's a lot. So there you go. That's a lot of filtration, actually. It wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be, but it actually turned out being longer after I started measuring than I believed it was going to be. So, in the end, that kind of makes me happy. Reason, I like AC Delco. I gotta admit, I like them. I like using them in my Pontiac G6. Never gone wrong with one in there, but you know, I've used a lot of different things in the Pontiac. Even right now, I'm using a Purelator Tech because I had it lying around and I didn't want to waste it. And I didn't want to do another review on it because they're old news and, well, I'll dissect it when it comes to it. When it's done its life. It's getting close, so I'll be changing it out real soon. But now, let us get a look at this through the microscope. So there we go at the outer side, the side that catches the oil first. That's the outer side of the cellulose filtration. You can get a good look at it. I can actually get a darker place in here at my house now, so I can be able to show in a darker setting. I think this comes out better in a dark room with the microscope now than it did before, except it's a little echoey in here. Yeah, I'm kind of in a closet type area, you know, it's called the bedroom. But yeah, it kind of looks a lot better now through the microscope. Looks pretty good actually, yeah, for cellulose. And here is the back side of it. How does that look? Looks just as good as the front side. Cellulose, that's the way it is, right? So there we go. We did all this stuff. The filter's done. Tell me if you like it or if you don't like it, or if you find it's just a fine filter, or if you really don't like it, you can tell me. It's not going to be too bad. Me personally, I like these. They seem to be decent for me. I've never had a problem with them, but I only run them at up to 5,000 kilometers in any vehicle I put them in. So maybe that's why it's not too bad for me. But hey, I'm not everybody. If you have something you want to say, you just say it. I won't get mad. I'll get upset and yell at you, but I won't get mad. So there we go. That's another video done for an oil filter. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. And if you didn't, please leave a like. I really appreciate your view on the video. And I think it's, well, the channel's going along pretty good. It's growing every day and it's catching on. And I'm getting more and more views all the time, which I'm happy about. I never thought this would go too far, but I'm kind of glad it's gone as far as it has. Boy, is it ever echoey in here. Another small room in the house. This is crazy. But thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join in next time.